Hi, welcome to Cecil's Studio YouTube channel. I'm going to be working with some watercolors and markers. So this is what I looked up. I looked up variety in art. And my understanding of variety is that there's so much to look at that it just keeps your eyes moving. So this is what I chose as my source of inspiration. I like the circle, so I traced a bowl. And then I broke it up into just different shapes or sections, and I used a wavy line. You can do whatever you want. I started off with some organic shapes and I went large to small. I think that's also a great idea. So whatever shapes that you want to put on yours, you can. Just kind of think about balance. So then I decided, well, I think I'm going to do some lines. I like the idea of lines, a variety of lines, and break it up. And when you kind of go, what am I supposed to do next? It might be a good idea to turn the paper. There you go. So I go small to big. There's my big shapes. And then as I go closer in, I made them smaller. But as you turn it and as you go, you get new ideas, and that's how it works. But the more shapes you put on this, it's going to be a lot easier to work with later on. Actually, later on, I end up adding some shapes. So it's really good to get a lot of shapes in before you start painting. So what am I doing now? I'm going to take one color. I'm going to make it as intense as I possibly can, which is as dark as I possibly can. It's still gliding in the water. I'm going slowly. My hand is really, really close to the end of the brush. That gives me a lot of control. And I'm twirling the brush as I get more paint. And I'm carefully going a little bit of a twirl when I put that in there. But you know, if I go over the edge, I'll just make it a little bit bigger. It's not a problem. So you made up your own shapes. You get to kind of change as you go. So I'm painting in 5 shapes at a time. I think it's just a good way to get started. And I'm trying to balance it. So they're kind of like in a circle. How else can I describe that? I just have it kind of going around the circle. So I'm trying to, again, balance it and get some more color. So choose another color. Somehow I decided to start off with some cool colors first, and then later on I'm going to use the warm colors. I'm using all my colors except for brown and black. But if you choose to use brown and black, that's fine. So again, I'm trying to balance my colors, and I'm going slowly, and it's going to be a little bit trickier to go smaller. So if you're working on a bigger piece of paper, it might be easier. Notice how I just kept twirling it there in the pan, in the watercolor pan. That's the best way to get more paint. It should glide on, and that's when you're painting. If it starts to get too sticky, that's really no longer watercolor painting. That's just kind of gouache. So go ahead and add 5 shapes, and then you really need to clean your brush. And now I'm going into the warm color. So I've got some orange. I'm going to start off with the biggest shapes that are left and just keep going. This should be a really fun exercise. This should be a form of exploration. Oh, I had to add an extra one. Just as you notice, I'm trying to balance it. This should be something that you enjoy creating. It should be unique. And yeah, have some fun with this while you make this radial symmetry, if it's symmetry. I'm trying to make it a little symmetrical, but it's also a variety too, right? Where I have a lot of different things happening. Yeah, there's some extra, I said you might need more shapes, and I just definitely did. Okay, so let's finalize with the yellow. And I think with this, since I have so much left to do, what I can just fill all the little sections in with the yellow. Okay, it dried. It's really important to let this dry. And now I'm going to go over my lines with one color, and I just chose red. And it looks like I kind of chose every other shape, and I continue to kind of make some form of symmetry as I go. And I'm tracing over my lines just because I thought it would look nice. And then I'm going across from the wheel or the circle. So this is your choice of what colors you use. You do not have to copy what I'm doing. I'm just trying to give you some ideas of how it does take time, and it does slowly kind of come together. It's not automatic. It's a lot of it is just kind of putting something down, and then as you get an idea, oh, I can go inside. That looks cool. So I have more of a variety. All right, well, I'm going to let you to continue to watch this. Thanks so much for tuning in, liking, subscribing to my YouTube channel.